polling stations, we have identified certain critical polling stations. So let us talk about critical polling stations and the normal polling stations. So we will be sending at least one uniformed person to every polling station. Then coming to the critical polling stations. Critical polling stations, as per the norms of Honorable Commission, we will be sending central forces. In addition to central force, of course, the local force will also be there. Now, these critical stations, polling stations, will also have webcasting. They'll also have micro observers there. Not necessarily all three, but at least one of them, depending on the assessment by the local DEO and of the local police, along with, of course, the local observer. Now, coming to the counting center, it's of course a much more elaborate arrangement. One thing, let me first say that wherever the EVM goes, EVM never goes without security. EVM always moves with security, while movement also. Now, after coming to the strong room, these EVMs will be guarded by 3 layers of protection, including the counting center. The inner cordon will be of the central forces. The second cordon will be of the state armed forces, and the third outer cordon will be basically of the state forces. So this will be the way that it will be protected. On the day of counting, inside the counting center, there will be CCTVs, which will basically observe, and it will be recorded also, of course, for the purpose of the commission. The entire proceeding will be looked at like that, and every round of counting will be verified, and only after getting the clearance from the observer will it be released.
Sir, how much of what is the amount of cash that has been seized? A huge amount of cash being seized in the state of Telangana. Some of them being transported from the other state is also we're getting to know. So what exactly
also
is the number?
so far. So what is GC going to do?
Any the political party?
There is a set procedure, there is a standard operating procedure that has been given by the Honorable Commission. Now, of course, the total seizures till now is about 650 crores. Of that, about 200 crores is cash. Now, many a times these cash, many a times this freebies, of course, the drugs, the liquor, many of the times they are not claimed by anybody. It just remains like that. So, of course, there is a standard operating procedure for that. After going through that entire procedure, if still nobody claims it, then of course there is a standard procedure. It goes into some particular, depending upon whether it is cash, where it goes, depending upon liquor, what happens to it. So that is basically the way it is handled.
So campaigning is coming to a conclusion very soon. How are political parties coping with the ECI guidelines? We have seen several cases where MCC was violated, allegedly MCC was violated. Like a case which I've told you about, is such cases.
I already told you 777 cases have been booked for violation of MCC. So it's a very, very tight situation that is being run in terms of the implementation. The entire police force, along with the flying squads, along with the static surveillance teams. In fact, most of these static surveillance teams and the checkposts are also having the central forces along with them. So because of the close monitoring, central monitoring being done of all these things, we have been able to identify and catch all these movements, and that is why you are seeing this. Similarly, on the non-inducement related things, it could be violation in terms of violation of hours, not taking permission, vehicles without permit, things like that. Also, wherever the cases have come to our notice, the cases have been booked, and of course it will be taken to the logical
So
conclusion.
last question, sir. You've said that urban voters have turned out not so much last time in 2018. So you, as an ECI official, are appealing. I mean, he's appealing civilians in urban areas, basically. So what do you think that what made them not vote last time and this time? What are the campaigns that the ECI has taken?
Let us not get into past. My appeal to them is, please come out this time and vote. Of course, the commission makes a lot of effort for bringing the voting to all of them. But most importantly, it is a duty on all of us. It's a duty